And that's what we're going to do next. We've got a little bit of a game that we're going to play. So I want you guys to help me out here. I'm going to read some statements. And you guys, you don't have to think about the answers right now. I'm just going to read them to you. And I want you to think how you're going to respond if this happens to you. Because there are 3 kind of big situations where these kinds of things can happen. You know, we know it's friends. We've talked about that. Or adults. Adults might actually say stuff to you and you're not sure how to respond. And we're going to think about that. And then yourself, right? Because you were talking about how, yeah, you know, sometimes there's nobody around and it's just you. So I'm going to read some statements, and then I'd like you guys to give me your thoughts. How would you respond back, okay? Now remember, you want to think of something more than, no, I don't want to. No, okay? Let's think about some reasons behind why you don't want to, for example. Okay, so let's say a friend says to you, and I won't call anybody, I'll just see if somebody can give me an answer. Tell me what you think is best. Let's say a friend says to you, the party won't be fun unless everyone gets drunk. They're saying that to you.
I can make it fun without being drunk.
Okay, I can make it fun without being drunk. Oh. And that's specific. Boy, you really know your mind on that one. Okay. How about this? Don't you want those guys to like you?
I want them to like me for me, not acting stupid.
Okay. Yeah, and you're showing a lot of strength there, right? A lot of personal strength and thinking about, like, who am I? Right. I'm just thinking. All right. How about this one? Your friend says to you, God, you're such a baby. It's just a cigarette.
But I'm a baby.
Okay.
I am a baby. I'm what? How old am I?
In 8th grade.
I'm in 8th grade, so I'm not even allowed to do that.
Okay, you can say stuff like, I'm too young. That seems to work for you. I'm too young for that. All right. Okay, I'm going to move on to another category, okay? Let's say adults now, okay? I want to hear what you guys are going to respond back.
Oh, adults?
Now, I'm an adult,
and
I'm going to be saying a statement, and you guys are going to tell me what you think that is the best answer for you guys, okay? You're going to respond back. You know what? I've been smoking for 30 years, and it hasn't hurt me. What's this nonsense that you're telling me about quitting smoking and all that? Hasn't hurt me any.
I think it happened, but I haven't looked at yourself in the mirror.
Oh my God.
I think maybe I should have.
That'd be a little rough.
No, right? I don't know. I mean, think about that.
Catches up with you.
Okay, it catches up with you. Huh.
I don't like this.
Wait, you said you were 30?
No, I've been smoking for 30 years.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So, how old are you?
60.
60? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were like 70 something.
Oh.
That one's worse than mine.
Oh, ouch. Okay. Celine, you were saying it catches up with you.
Yeah.
You know, and that sounds like it comes from real concern there. Like, I'm worried about you. Something could happen later on, and you're not thinking about it. Because what did we find out about? We found out about this path, right? Things can start out okay and end up getting us into trouble where we didn't want to go. Mm-hmm. All right, here's another adult. Now, you guys think about what you might say. You know, marijuana is natural. It's a natural herb, guys. That's what everybody's been saying. So I think smoking it every day is okay.
What, call police on you?
Okay, well. All right, let's be serious. What might you say? I hope you don't want to involve unless there's some threat to you or something like that. But let's think about what you could say, because I want you to think about what they're saying. They're saying it's okay to smoke it every day.
Yeah, I don't think I need it though.
Okay. All right.
And this is an adult saying this to me, right?
It is. That's right.
So if I told him I'm going to go get my dad and see what he has to say about that,
yeah. So that's a good point. You'd have to know who the adult is. Maybe it's a family member, and then you might respond differently than if it's like some stranger or something, who's maybe trying to sell you something. So you're right. It's good to put that into perspective. Let's move on to the last category, guys. So this is stuff that you think to yourself, okay? So you're thinking this yourself, but then you're going to think something out loud that you're going to respond back. Some of my friends are smoking. Maybe I should too. What can you say back to yourself? Some of my friends are smoking. Maybe I should too.
I might get in trouble.
On the other hand, I might get into trouble. That's that weighing. Remember we talked about using and not using. How do teens weigh that? Okay. You know, if I just drink, man, I just won't feel so out of it. I won't feel so left out. What's a statement that you can say back to yourself? If I would just drink, I wouldn't feel so left out.
I don't know if that'll work.
That's a hard one. I know, huh? Because you're thinking, it's hard to think stuff about how you're feeling and how you change those feelings. That's a hard one. I know. Sometimes it's hard to come up with an answer right away. But did you say that's that won't work?
Just say it may not work for me.
Okay. So we had somebody who came up with an answer, but it may not work for me in the long run. Okay, I could get into more trouble, something like that. Okay, I must be the only person here who hasn't gotten high.
Let me find somebody else that did.
Okay, that sounds like something you could think.
Give me something to
There's
do.
got to be somebody else, because what did we learn? We learned that most teens have never used. So you might be able to find somebody else. All right, that was really great, you guys. I know it's hard to come up with stuff right, when you haven't been thinking about it. The last thing I want to do is I want to show you something, and this is like the fourth, because I gave you three types of categories, where you could feel kind of pressured. But here's another one. This is the fourth one, and it's the media. So I'm going to show you this this advertisement, and I want you to tell me, what is this advertisement telling you, telling us?
The guy in the back is goofy.
He's goofy. Okay.
Drinking is a good time.
Drinking is a good time. Huh. How do you get that information from this picture? Tell me.
Because the girls are smiling.
Okay.
They're laughing. Yeah. Guys will notice you if you drink.
Ah, okay. Wow, that's so much information from a photograph, right, that you guys have picked up.
They're mature.
From a male point of perspective, I think I should be looking for the girls with the bottles in their hand. Because he's looking at them,
So there's a lot of feeling about, like, this is the way to have fun, and this is the way that girls are going to get guys. Okay, now I want you to do something. Think about, what would you do to make this be realistic? How would you change this ad? What would you show the girls and the guys actually doing if it were realistic?
I would do like that one commercial, Bud Light, with Pitbull, like a big party, and everyone just jumping, like kind of like looking like they're having a good time. Because right here they're just conversating. Doesn't even look like that much fun. So I would make it like big party scene kind of thing.
Okay.
With drinks in their hands or.
All right, so you might make it a different kind of an ad for the alcohol. But does this really work? Do girls really smile when they're drinking all the time? And do girls and guys really have a better time around this kind of stuff? Remember we talked about the placebo and what things are in our head? Right. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking, how would you make this real?
Like make them all like, instead of smiling, kind of like looking kind of weird, like passed out. Yeah,
Passed out. Okay. Maybe, because you know what? Like, let's see. Yeah, they look like they're at the beach or having a good time. So maybe they've been drinking a lot, and so you guys already know what it really looks like.
Maybe like one drowning in the back. Maybe she doesn't know how to swim.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you know what the
consequences.
You guys have come up with a lot of different reasons. First of all, that you have to think differently about stuff. You guys have come up with some situations. You've planned for those situations. You've actually even thought about whether they work or not. And then you've come up with some responses and some strategies. So that's a lot of work that we did today. And we're at the end of our session. We've actually finished all 5 sessions. Ooh. But before we break, I want to ask you we're going to clap in a minute. What is one thing that you guys take away from today's session, or maybe from all of them?
I'm not messing with no drugs or alcohol, none of that. I ain't been messing with it, so, you know.
You got to think about some things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Some stuff you guys already knew. Some other things are really new information. And you're thinking a little bit differently, maybe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
Think you're going to wait.
Yeah.
And you talked a lot about pacing and giving yourself and some more information and waiting to see what's going on before you get into situations. Okay. All right, thanks a lot, you guys.